There's an uncomfortable truth about the modern workplace. It's not a fair playing field. It's a complex chessboard, where the smartest moves often win, not necessarily the hardest working players. You could be the most talented person in the room, you could be the one staying late, giving it your all. But if you enter this game armed only with kindness and hard work, you're bringing a knife to a gunfight. For centuries, the name Machiavelli has been associated with manipulation, ruthlessness, and cunning. But that's a dangerous misunderstanding. His book, The Prince, wasn't a manual for tyrants. It was a survival guide, written for leaders navigating a world full of instability and danger. A world, to be honest, not so different from the modern workplace we face every day. So today, we're not here to learn how to be the bad guy. We're here to learn how to be a strategist. We'll break down 7 Machiavelli's principles, not to manipulate others, but to reclaim your autonomy, protect your value, and navigate your career with clarity, confidence, and strength. Principle 1. Play to win, not to please. The core idea here comes directly from Machiavelli. The ends justify the means. In the context of your career, this doesn't mean doing the wrong thing is acceptable. It means effectiveness must come before likability. Hustle culture teaches us to say yes to everything, to take on more work as a badge of dedication. But in reality, that's often the fastest path to burnout and being undervalued. The person who tries to please everyone ends up pleasing no one, especially not themselves. So how do you apply this? The practical advice is to learn how to say no strategically. When your manager hands you a new project and your plate is already full, don't say, "I'll try," or "let me see." Respond with a question. "That sounds great. To make sure I can deliver this at the highest quality, could we review priorities for projects A, B, and C? Which ones can we pause to make space for this?" This way, you're not rejecting the task, you're inviting a strategic conversation. You shift from being an order taker to being a thought partner in managing workload. And the benefit? You change how people perceive you. You're no longer the workhorse who just gets dumped on. You become a strategic asset. People come to you not because you're easy, but because you're effective. Respect replaces exploitation. Principle 2. Emotional control is ultimate power. Machiavelli believed that a leader must never let emotions dictate their decisions. He wrote, "He who cannot be read cannot be controlled." In the workplace, this is even more true. When you show anger during an argument, anxiety over a tough deadline, or disappointment after rejection, you're handing the other party a map to your vulnerabilities. The key to mastering this art is the 24-hour rule. When you get a frustrating email or unfair feedback, don't respond right away. Take a breath, step back, and give yourself a full day. Emotions will fade, logic will take over, and you'll respond calmly, with clarity and strategy instead of impulse. The benefit of this is that you'll build an image of strength, composure, and reliability. People will see you as someone who acts with reason, not impulse. In tense negotiations, your calm silence will rattle the other side. They'll lose patience before you do. You maintain control. And in business, control is power. Principle 3. Silence is an information-gathering tool. This principle is different from emotional control. It's about actively using silence as a weapon. Machiavelli understood that human nature hates silence. We feel compelled to fill the gap, and in the rush to speak, we often reveal things we should have kept hidden. This technique is simple but powerful. In a brainstorming session or negotiation, ask a key question, then stay silent. Don't fill the silence or suggest answers. For example, ask, "Can you walk me through the risks you've considered with this approach?" Then, wait. Your silence creates pressure, prompting them to explain more and often reveal flaws. The benefit is that you remain in the position of the one gathering intelligence, not giving it away. You turn every conversation into an opportunity to uncover motives, fears, and true intentions. Knowledge is power, and silence is the key to unlocking it. Principle 4. It is better to be respected than to be loved. This might be Machiavelli's most famous idea. He wasn't pushing fear, but lasting power. Affection fades after one hard choice, but respect built on skill, consistency, and clear boundaries lasts much longer. So, how do you earn respect? The key is to hold yourself to the highest standards, first with yourself, then with others. Always keep your promises, deliver work on time, and make it excellent. Give honest, constructive feedback instead of hollow praise just to maintain harmony. A friendly boss who avoids confrontation may be liked, but their team will often miss deadlines. A fair, firm leader who protects their team may not be the person you grab a beer with, but you'll go the extra mile for them out of respect. The benefit? You build a personal brand, rooted in credibility and authority. People know your word carries weight. When you set a boundary, they honor it. Respect fosters a disciplined, results-driven environment, one where people focus on performance, not just keeping each other happy. Principle 5. Patience is the most effective offensive move. Machiavelli warned that haste is the enemy of strategy. In today's fast-paced world obsessed with instant results, patience has become a superpower. Everyone wants to get promoted quickly, close the deal fast, launch the product yesterday. But the true winners in the long game are those who know when to wait. The practical guide here is to view your career as a marathon, not a sprint. Don't switch jobs just because you've had a rough few months. Make the move when you've built enough skills, strengthened your network, and received an offer that truly propels you forward. Don't jump into an email, fight the moment tension arises. Step back, observe, gather facts, and only engage when you have a clear strategy. The benefit of patience is that it gives you a massive strategic advantage: time. Time to think, time to plan, time for your competitors to make mistakes. While others react impulsively to short-term turbulence, you're quietly laying the foundation for a decisive move that wins in the long run. Principle 6. Perception is reality. You might be the most capable person in the room, but if no one sees it, it barely counts. Machiavelli knew perception is as powerful as performance. Today, we call that personal branding. The practical guide to managing perception is to actively communicate your value. After completing a major project, don't just send an email saying done. Instead, write a brief summary highlighting the top 3 results and key lessons learned, then share it with your manager and relevant stakeholders. In meetings, prepare to contribute at least one insightful point. Don't just sit and listen. Volunteer for high-visibility tasks, even if they're challenging. The benefit is this: you stop leaving your career to chance or hoping someone notices your hard work. You become the narrator of your own story. You shape how leadership, colleagues, and the industry see you. Quiet work only brings quiet rewards. Strategically communicated work opens doors to opportunity and advancement. Principle 7. If you can't change the rules, master the game. Machiavelli was a realist. He understood that we can't always change the system, but the smartest players don't break the rules. They understand them so deeply that they know how to bend them to their advantage. The key is to study the system you're in. What really matters beyond the official KPIs? Instead of chasing quantity, focus on quality. Bring in fewer, high-value clients with long-term impact. Your numbers may be lower, but your value will be greater. You're not breaking the rules, you're playing them smarter. The benefit of this mindset is freedom. You stop being a robot chasing metrics and become a strategist who creates value in unexpected ways. You're not fighting the system, you're mastering it from within. These principles aren't a call to cynicism or manipulation, they are a toolkit for realists. Talent and hard work are necessary, but they're never enough on their own. In the chess game of your career, you need strategy. Remember, doing good work doesn't guarantee you'll be seen. Being kind doesn't mean you'll be treated fairly, and being right doesn't always mean you'll win. You don't have to change who you are, but you do need the wisdom to know when to advance, when to retreat, and when to strike. If you found these insights helpful for your journey, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next videos.